The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and heavy metal. This episode is our first episode reviewing Download 2025. We've just got back and it has been one hell of a weekend. I am Adam, and as always, I'm here with Simon. How are you doing, my man?
Hello and good broken man to you, sir.
Broken man. Yes. I'm a broken man.
Yeah.
Are you a broken man?
I'm a broken man, and some of you will probably notice how weird and croaky my voice will go occasionally. So, yeah, I was like, don't sing all the words to Bullet and Corn. Don't sing all the words to Bullet and Corn. I don't know why I told myself that, because it was obviously going to happen. So now my voice is thrashed.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Sound better than you normally would. So you obviously were trying to be cautious, but it's still gone a little bit. I guess you can't sing with it.
Still gone a little bit. It's better than it has been on other years, especially dry years. So
yeah, and it was a dry year this year, which is very nice.
It was a very dry year. Little bit of patches of rain here and there, but it was welcome rain. It wasn't like that, and then it just dried up straight away. So
yeah,
you didn't even notice it had been raining. So
apart from Saturday night, but we'll get to that next episode. I do the normal thing we do. How have you been for the last couple of weeks? Have you done anything interesting and new in the last 2 weeks? I've probably made that joke before. I'm such a twat.
Not much. What about you? Were we in a field together or something somewhere?
We were. We're going to talk about that over the next probably 4 to 5 hours of episodes. What about Father's Day? Did you have a nice Father's Day after getting back?
Yeah. I mean, Vicky gave me the card and a couple of prezzies at DL, and when I came home, there was a bottle of Trooper waiting for me as well. So,
very nice.
So yeah, it was very good. But I to be honest, I'm the most amazed by the birthday present that Vicky got me, which was a couple of days before Download. She got me one of those handheld emulators that plays absolutely everything. And man, I have not stopped playing this thing.
Awesome.
Like Vicky said to me, You like that, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, I literally love this thing. I love it so much. It's got so many games in it, so many games I've never played. So I'm just playing video games that back in the day I would have given my left arm for. Yeah. And now they're all at, literally like 8,000 games at my fingertips is a boyhood dream. So I've just done nothing apart from sit around the house, not editing my vlog and just playing old school video games.
Yeah, there was always those games when you went to Blockbusters, and you would see all of the. I think we had a SNES, and there was always games that you'd look at but you wouldn't rent, and some of those I never ever played in the end.
Yeah,
I think one of them was something like Stump Racer FX. I remember it had like a weird.
Oh, okay. What was that on? What console was that?
The Super Nintendo.
Nice. I'll have to have a look through. It might be on there.
I think it was that. Yeah. Something like that. But yeah, I showed you Rock and Roll Racing, which is an incredible game.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm definitely going to play that. That's like 100%. It's like, it's just brought all the childhood memories flooding back. Like, and also seeing all the like Famicom stuff, all the stuff that we never used to have, all the Japanese games where I was like, oh my God, I always heard about this game and I never got to play it. So now I'm like playing all these rare Mega Man variants that I wish I had. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. But yeah, I got a couple of bits and I wanted to tell you about them and show you. So my kids picked what they wanted to get for me. Soren wanted to get me. So everybody else in my family have got Crocs, and I always said I didn't want any. But Soren wanted me to get some Download Crocs. So I've got these blue Crocs that he's written Download on. And I've worn them a fair bit around the house, actually, to be honest. So
nice. Nice.
I don't hate them as much as I thought I would. They're quite cool, and I'll probably get quite a lot of wear out of them. Nova wanted to buy me, and I'll show you, wanted to buy me some apple juice. So they've got me some M&S apple juice, which I'm drinking now
posh
for the
apple
podcast.
Juice. Oh,
posh apple juice.
High quality apple juice.
And I've got that in my posh RIP cup.
Oh my God,
that's right.
you are living beyond your means right now.
Yeah. No, I'm an RIP boy now. 2 years in RIP. Got me hooked.
Yeah, they won't let you stay in there,
It
but
hasn't.
you can go in.
It just reminded me one thing I want to say quickly before we get into it, because we're going to talk about so many things that happened over probably between the Tuesday and the Friday today. And it just reminded me. So we were given some guest list tickets. So we gave to a few people, and so we got these wristbands, the Weekend Camping Guest and RIP Weekend Guest bands. Our guest list only got the Weekend Camping Guest, and they were able to come and see our show live. On the Saturday, I tried walking through there, and this group in front of me had the same ones, Weekend Camping Guest, and they were turned away. And I walked in.
We were as well. Yeah, we had Tom with us, and they were like, "Nah, mate," and Adam. They were like, "Nah, you guys can't come in. You got guest. Has to be the black wristband."
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
So I just think that people probably weren't checking what they were supposed to on that Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they had a list on the side that had pictures of all the wristbands and where they were allowed in.
Yeah.
And it said guest, no RIP.
Huh. Well, that's insane, because we gave them to these people specifically to come and see us. And they were given bands that wouldn't get them in RIP.
And they just walked in anyway. So I think that's probably because it was first day syndrome and people probably didn't know what they were looking at. But we definitely tried to get in there on the Friday or the Saturday. Yeah. And they were like, nah. And Tom was standing there arguing with this guy like, we were in here the other day. And they were like, you might have been in here the other day, but you're not supposed to be in here. So
did he try saying,
I don't know what happened there, but you know what it's like at downloads. You get different things, different people are checking different stuff, and this guy was obviously on it with the wristbands. But yeah, they'd actually printed out like a proper thing that told you, had a picture of each wristband and where they can go, which makes sense because me and my brother were talking about all weekend saying every single person I've seen has a different color band. Like, how many wristbands do they have for this festival? But there was literally 2 sides of a list of wristbands, so it just there's
and
a lot
about the lanyard things as well on there as well, which I saw at one point. I was meaning to get a picture of one of those because they're cool. But like you said, you could just turn up to download with a coloured band and just see where it gets you. See, which one am I supposed to be in with this colour?
Try your luck, like some people do. If you're brave enough, you've got enough pizzazz, you could normally just bop your way into anywhere if you've got a wristband.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. I thought about that. I didn't realise you knew that as well. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I actually turned around to him and said, I thought Weekend Camping Guest could come in here. And he was like, no. And I thought about sort of saying to him, well, we were on stage and our guest list were given those. But anyway, I didn't bother. I couldn't be bothered to argue it or whatever.
I'm sure that'll be argued, the toss. But yeah.
Yeah, I was just confused more than anything. I was like,
anyway.
Same. But yes, so we should get talking about Download Festival 2025. We normally start on the Wednesday.
Yeah, not this time, baby.
This year, our download started for me and you on the Monday, really, but nothing particularly interesting happened. I just brought all of my stuff to your house. We constructed Felipe.
Oh, baby, that was fun.
And we sorted everything out there. So Tuesday. Yeah, so for the first time ever, my download started on the Tuesday this year, which was weird.
It was a strange beginning, but I thought it was nicer than normal. Instead of us having to sort of wake up and rush and check if we've got everything, we could actually just relax for a change, which was nice.
Yeah, I agree. Although actually, my Tuesday was pretty hectic because the Wednesday morning episode that we put out, I was going to edit that Monday night, but I had some admin stuff for the podcast that you've very kindly labelled me. I'm the admin. I think I do a little bit more than admin, but anyway, I'm not going to bitch about that. That's all. I had some admin stuff to do on the Monday night, so I was gonna edit it on Tuesday morning. Loaded your audio in, and loaded my audio in, and I had 4 seconds of audio, and I was like, shit, this is fucked. Last year, the Wednesday morning episode took me about 10 hours on the Monday to do, And I was hoping this year it would go without any problems, but we had problems. But anyway,
Damn.
it was fine. I had to re-record a few bits, but like I said in the episode, we got all the important stuff in there, which was what you guys sent in to us. Our talking in between it is not anywhere near as important as, you hear us all year round. So that episode was for you guys.
Definitely. It's nice to comment on what people are saying, though. So it's still a good one, but I feel like it was just missing just those little few comments. We tried not to be too long with it this time as well. We tried to make it as condensed as we possibly could, but obviously, the forces around us just didn't want us to have that in the episode this time.
Yeah, I would say it's now very condensed, almost as condensed as much as it could be without taking all the gaps between words out.
Yeah.
So just one long word. Anyway, shut up. Stop it. So I, after sorting that out, I got the train to you. It was like an hour and 40, I want to say, about an hour and 50.
Yeah, about that.
Never done that before. I had a really heavy bastard bag on my back, and it was a pain in the ass. It really was. And then I arrived to your house. I met a couple of people who was going to download on the train, only briefly, but that was quite cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
I know Dylan as well. He said that he started on the Tuesday, got some trains, and he met a load of downloaders as well, which was, it's cool. It's like, I think you just assume if you see anybody with a big hiking backpack, then they're going to download.
They go in that way. If they're going in that direction, they're definitely going there.
Yeah. So arrived at your house. Your brother arrived at your house, and we drove most of the way on the Tuesday, didn't we? We got a hotel.
Yeah, we drove to Tamworth. We stayed in one just off the M42. It was nice, actually. The drive there was so easy in the evening. I mean, we were just chatting away, doing whatever we wanted. Before we knew it, we were there. It was so easy, apart from the turning I missed on the left-hand side, which only cost us about a minute extra. We were, we were there, and we were like, wow, we're already here. And then as soon as we parked up and walked into the hotel, there was loads of other downloaders in there, and we were like, this just becomes like a download hotel. So when we walked in, there were people sitting there, some people having dinner, some people having drinks, but everyone was in their band t-shirts. It was nice for us to just get into a hotel and all three of us just sat down, cracked a few beers, watched some trash TV.
It wasn't trash. It was Police Academy.
Oh, okay. So trash TV then, yeah. But good trash TV. Didn't mean trash TV in a bad way. I meant trash TV.
Okay.
But yeah, and then we sorted out the masks for the show. Done a couple of bits of work. Relaxed, and then went to bed. It was very different to the normal download because we could wake up quite late. Yeah. And we had time to go and have breakfast and all sorts of stuff, which is, I don't normally get any of that time before download. I normally wake up and then you have to grab like a coffee and something on the way there. But to sit down and actually have a proper breakfast before we went to download was pretty wild, actually.
Yeah, and it was amazing. And like you said, from here, we would normally aim to leave somewhere between 5 and 6 in the morning. It's usually half hour to an hour after the time we've arranged because people are late. And like you said, it's just waking up so early, grab a coffee, like it's cold out, but it's nice and fresh, but it's a crisp cold. And then it's just a long way all the way there because, you stop a couple of times. People need a toilet if they're drinking. Some people do start drinking as soon as they get in the car. It was so nice to wake up and not be rushed. And
it was literally, we woke up, we were getting ready in the morning on Wednesday morning, then there was a knock on the door. It's Adam Cox. Here we go. Here he is. He's like, cool, let's go for breakfast. We're like, okay. Yeah. It's so not how our normal Wednesday mornings go. It's great.
No, and I could imagine doing that every day. So if you're staying in a hotel rather than that download, that's how it would go. You'd wake up and you wouldn't just sit there for 3 or 4 hours like you do in the campsite. So I was like, I could hotel this. I could hotel download. No, I'm not going to. But I felt at that point, I was like, this would be really nice because you would get there way early as well, right? Really early before it opens and everything because you get up and you do stuff instead of get up and sit around.
Yeah, you'd get up, you'd get all your clothes ready for the day, have a shower, Yeah, even if it was just, you were just going there to hang out on the 2 days before the band started, you could get in nice and early, meet your mates, just bring your camping chair with you, sit around, get pissed. Then afterwards, you do that, go to the doghouse for a bit, and then go back to the hotel. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, but you won't find me doing that. It would be very nice, and
I'd do that.
60-year-old me would do that, but
no. If someone said to me now, we this opportunity, you have to have a hotel for 5 days, I'd say, oh yes, please.
You bastard.
Say how it is, man. You know what I mean? I would.
I completely understand after staying in a hotel just that one night. I get it, but also at the same time, I think I am stubborn, and I wouldn't want to do that because it's not doing what I've done every year so far.
Yeah. Well, you broke the trend on this one, so we'll see if we can get you to do something else next year.
R.I.P. boy. R.I.P. boy now.
There you go. Rip boy. Yeah. So a very different. But this year, even if we do this again, never do this again, the Tuesday, this year will definitely stand out. Just for the beginning anyway. The beginning will stand out because it's been very different to what we normally have. So
yeah. And do you know what? I think you booked the hotel way before I did. I didn't know I'd have to be coming with you. But you booked it way before we knew when we were going to be playing as well. So we didn't stay in the hotel specifically because we were, on stage very early on Wednesday. But it was very handy for that as well, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good proper night's sleep. So we were definitely well rested for Wednesday. Not too tired. No, poor Tom, who was camping with us, he lives all the way down in got arse end of nowhere in the boot of the country, and he was up at 3:30 a.m. So when he was in the doghouse that night raving, I bet when he got back to his tent, he was a very, very tired man.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, he looked shattered when he got to us on Wednesday. I thought, you look tired already, man. Been up since 3:30.
And we only gave him about 10 minutes before he started moving.
Sitting there chatting, right in the car again, 25 minutes. But yeah, that was good.
We made our way to download. We were following Stu, who went through an amber light. He didn't know it was going to change.
He didn't know it was going to change, but it was a quick light. Yeah. So I'm not necessarily going to blame him for this one, but almost the exact same thing happened last year, where Alex zoomed through and then he zoomed through. So I feel like he's a zoomer. I feel like it's something natural in him that sees an amber light and thinks, I better get through this because otherwise I'll have to stop. And he just done that as like sort of a natural reaction, and then realised, oh. But then the funniest thing is he was ahead of us, but then I'm pretty sure we got to download before he did, didn't we, in the end?
No.
No, actually, no, he did get there. But... No, we got there before him. He got into the guest parking before us.
Okay, yeah.
But we did actually, he sped off in front of us, but we did actually arrive at download. We were at artist accreditation when he was still turning up to the Black Camp. So it's a Black car park. So we did. I don't know where he went or what way we went, but apparently we took a shortcut.
No, we got lost as well, didn't we?
We were going through some, we've seen some of the little villages around it, but we were going through I'm sure I've seen this place, but it was a long time ago. What the fuck are we doing here? But it actually worked in our favour because we came out pretty much right across from RIP, and then it was a very short jog to because I know that some people had real trouble getting in on the Wednesday for North Car Park.
Did they?
But luckily we straight in pretty much. We were very lucky.
Yeah. So it was a little bit different this year for us, and I must say at this point, we've been getting press or not artist accreditation, or press or accreditation pretty much every year since we started doing this now. And this year was by far the best organised. I don't know if somebody else has taken over, but it was very well organised this year. We've actually given proper tickets and everything. So the three of us, me, you and Adam, we had to go to the artist accreditation, which is along the road bit that leads up towards it goes down the side of RIP.
It's access. It's where you turn for access. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we turn off before you turn off for access.
Yeah, and that was weird. They had sniffer dogs there. We've never had that. Well, I've never had that before. I don't know if you have.
No, they have had sniffer dogs at download, but I actually knew from TPD TV's one of their old vlogs when they got I think it's when they like first got press accreditation in like 2018 when they went and they had a sniffer dog go in the car. So it's quite funny that the average person won't have a sniffer dog, but the artists and press will have sniffer dogs.
Yeah.
Not sure what that says about artists and and people who get accreditation, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
I bet
but
the
let's just
headliners never got
no, of
sniffer
course
dogs
they
around them.
They're going to get it on the bus, are they? But I will say this and nothing else. Shit sniffer dog. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so we got our we were probably there for about 20 minutes, and the guy was really fucking nice, wasn't he? He was really friendly, and he was like, kept
20 minutes? We were there for about 45, 50 minutes, mate.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like 20. But yeah, the guy there, I mean, we were there a bit early, and the guy was so nice, and he kept apologizing and saying,
He
"Look,
was
I'm
a
sorry.
nice lad, wasn't he? Yeah.
Do you mind waiting, just a little bit longer? We got somebody coming over with a scanner because we had, like you said, we had proper tickets and they had to scan it. We didn't have a scanner at that point. So, yeah, such a nice guy. And then after that, we sort of made our way from there. We had to go back out onto the road and go to the guest area. And now that was interesting. Like where we parked up, not the guest area, the guest parking. Where we parked up, we were right next to where you get the wristbands.
We were just the other side of the fence.
We didn't know it.
We didn't know
actually
that.
went off for a walk and I was like, hey guys, it's literally just over here, about 20 meters away from us.
I mean, to be fair, but when I walked to West Car Park to get Vicky, it was about the same distance as the first couple of cars in West. So
okay, yeah,
it was just the other side. So yeah, and she said that West wasn't properly full anyway, and she had loads of chances to go and park. So
yeah.
But it was cool. But yeah, it would have been similar if we'd parked in West. We wouldn't have been 5 minutes longer, I would say.
No, I mean Kelly arrived on the Friday and she was only about a 10-minute walk from there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too far at all. And it was nowhere near full. It was nowhere near full this year.
No, not at all. Well, we'll get to that with other bits, but yeah.
Yeah. But one interesting thing I want to say at this point as well is when we went through to what do they call them? The lanes now. They never used to call them the lanes. I think they call them the lanes. When we went through, we're like, we've already got our wristbands. Can we go straight in here? Or is there a bit where you can re-enter? And the woman was like, no, you have to get to the back of the queue. And the queue was long at this point. So I panicked a little bit and I phoned the person who was, I phoned our handler. Like as I was saying on the day, I don't know what she was.
Jesus Christ!
But I was saying our handler because it sounded cooler. Yeah, I phoned her and said, "Look, we got to get in the queue. We got to wait to get in, set our stuff up, then come back out, get our stuff for the live show, and then get back in the back of the queue and wait." So, in one of the emails, someone said there's going to be a buggy that could come and get our stuff for the show, and she's like, "Yeah, cool. This person's got a buggy. I either phone me or I'll send you her number and call her, and then she'll send you a buggy." And I thought that was cool. But literally, 2 or 3 minutes after getting in that queue, it emptied. It was like an injection into download. Like the whole thing. There must have been a good 300 people in that queue, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah,
went down really, really quickly.
Yeah. So
in within no time.
There was no panic after that. I wasn't too worried, but I was panicking to start with because I was like, "Oh, we gotta get our stuff. We gotta get Felipe and get on stage."
It all worked out okay, yeah. And it didn't sound like, apart from some people in North that obviously queued, it didn't sound like there were any problems with anyone actually getting in to the festival at all. So
no,
so that's good. Good for everyone. It wasn't like some years where you're sitting in the queue, literally sitting on the floor waiting.
Yeah, and and like I said, it was a lot of people at that point, but I think they were filtering people through and then waiting for all of them to get their wristbands and everything and get through the other side, and then just let everybody else in. So I mean, that was probably one of the smallest queues I've ever seen on a Wednesday morning.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Like you said, like that was well organised as well. So
yeah,
feels like security wise and bag check wise and stuff, even in the arena, it felt way more organised than last year. It really did feel like someone had actually thought, we better sort this out. We get one person or a couple of people in charge who actually know what they're doing, and it did work well. Yeah.
And the fact that actually that shocked me. So before this year, we would have to go to like a little portal cabin to get our accreditation and stuff. Whereas they had West Car Park and Guest Car Park using the same lanes to get in. So completely different fields, but right next to each other, and the lanes were to get in were in the middle. And I thought that's quite cool. Instead of everybody having their own little one, they organised it so you use multiple ones, and I thought that was really cool.
Yes, good. Yeah, the filtration systems were really good this year. They really were.
Yeah. And so after that, what did we do? We went up and camped at the top of Blue, which was empty when we got there, and it was nice. It was so nice.
Yeah, we walked up. We walked past on the left-hand side, sort of in front of the Toasty place at the top of Blue, and we thought we were there last year. The vibe wasn't that great. Let's not go there again. Let's just walk a little bit further, and see. So we said we'll go the other side of that and the toilets. And we found a nice spot on top of the hill. You could see the power station in the distance, and you could see it all across all the fields and stuff. Yeah, it was lovely, and it was really windy when we first got up there.
It was, yeah.
We were all struggling to put our tents down, but yeah, we found a good little space. Considering we had to be really quick at that point, we couldn't really hang around too much.
No, because I was probably still panicking a little bit with time-wise at that point.
You were.
You were. Okay, not probably. I was.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, we did okay for time in the end, but yeah, I worry.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we got everything, got all the tents in the space where we wanted, and then we thought, right, let's grab a couple of brews and take a walk down to Rip. Yeah.
I probably should want to say at this point, I didn't grab a couple of brews. I knew I could not drink before going on stage. It might make me better on stage, but I don't want to take that risk. And so I had to do it stone cold sober. If I fucked up, it was my own fault, not that I was drunk or anything like that. So yeah, watching all of you drink was annoying. I was like, I want to drink. No, it wasn't really that annoying. I was happy. That I was doing what I wanted to do instead. But yeah, I think I played catch up a bit too quickly after our set. But
yeah.
So yeah, we got to RIP and the backstage area probably about an hour before we was meant to go on. 45
it was quite a while. We were there with good time actually. We thought, let's get a thing, and we had a walk through to the stage, even though we'd already done it before. From the couple of girls there that were running the backstage area, which was nice. They had a few. We had a few beers. Well, we had a few beers. I was probably about 5 or 6 beers deep by the time we actually got to doing the show. Probably why it was so shit this time.
Hey, a lot of people. Let us know if you saw it or if you have seen it since. Let us know what do you think about this year's compared to last year's, because I think this one is 10 times better.
Okay. Well, it's just we'll get to it in a minute anyway. But so they gave us a little walk through, and we were like, cool. We had a little sit down in sort of the communal area, talked to a couple of people. A couple of people came through. Then we just prepped. We made the eye holes bigger, stage eye holes bigger for us. Yeah. So we could actually see what we were doing as we were coming on stage with masks. If you haven't seen it yet, you will. Yeah. We'd done that, which was Adam, brother of mine's idea, which I thought actually, that's probably a good idea. Although he said that even though he'd done that to his mask, he could barely see and was like really worried that he was going to fall over on the stage and break Felipe. So
yeah, I think he gave me one of his that he made them bigger and then sort of took mine and made them bigger as well. But I don't think they looked much bigger at all. I still couldn't barely see anything out of it.
But yeah, it was cool walking on stage like that, because I was just kind of like, and also when I was standing, I was like, when is he going to reveal? Are we going to do it at the same time? But you done it first, and then I done it. I was waiting for your cue to do it.
Yeah,
I said, "Oh no, it's us."
Yeah, I said to you at one point, didn't I, that I wanted to change it straight off the bat. I wanted to get up there and say like the first bit, and then say, "Sorry, I got to break character already." I was going to call him host as well, but I went to his house yesterday, and he's not a very good one. And I was like, "Oh, there's a little bit. I don't know if I can say that or not."
No, you would think. Great.
But yeah, so
I'd have been like, hey, easy.
Throwing your mask at me. Take my head off. Because it's like a ninja star, not a Death Star, like I said in the show.
Death Star. Not round,
to say ninja star. But yeah, no, the show, I think the show went really well. We lasted about 30 minutes this time. When we rehearsed it, it was about 50 minutes. So we flew through it and didn't need to take out all the bits we took out.
No, we always kind of, we knew that might happen, but we did actually think there were some bits in the show that we rehearsed the show about 3 or 4 times, and there was a few bits in there where we're like, probably might lose a few people during this bit because it's a bit long. So we cut it down. We cut we trimmed the fat and got it down. But because we were so excited to be it down, and we whizzed through it. But it doesn't really matter. We're a podcast, not a band, so it's fine. You get through your material quick.
Yeah,
and sweet.
I thought beforehand, maybe have a couple of bits just in case we did that, like a Q&A or something like that. But I'm glad we didn't do that because I've watched the whole thing back about 5 times already. And just the pacing of everything. I'm so happy with how the pacing of how it all went. Like that 30 minutes goes in no time if you're watching it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can watch like a YouTube video that's 30 minutes long and it's a slog to get through it. But yeah, I'm so happy with how it went. And a few people have said they, I thought it was really good as well. But yeah, we would love to hear some more feedback from you guys and what you thought of it.
Yeah, and obviously, if you haven't seen it yet, it will be going up on my YouTube at some point, probably the week after you get this podcast. I don't know when we're going to do this one, but it might be, if you get this on Monday, it might be the following Friday. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
But it will be up at some point, so all of you that weren't there can enjoy it in full gear.
Full gear. Oh, I was like, full gear? What they're wearing? I didn't click. But yeah, so that was the show. Second time doing it. It was absolutely incredible. So happy to do it. I did have a couple of little nervous bits again. Other people might not notice, but I noticed when I'm listening to my voice, like my voice quivers a little bit because of like all of a sudden I just have a rush of nerves. But it still went fine.
But I kept saying to everyone afterwards, the thing that I noticed the most was your confidence being completely different to what it was last year.
Yeah.
Because last year, you were confident once you got into it, but you had to work your way into it. But this year, straight off the bat, you were just like, bang, I'm here. How you doing? And I was like, okay, right. He's definitely stepped it up this year. He's on it. So that was the best. I think that was the best bit about the show is how confident you were with it. Because, fucking doesn't really matter about me, but you were, definitely ready to perform, which was great.
Awesome. Thank you, man. But I do want to say at this point as well, actually, I watched it with Kelly last night. She hadn't watched it until last night. She probably thought a lot of it was funny, but she only laughed out loud 3 times, and all 3 times were something that you said. And I was like, am I not funny? What's going on? You bitch.
It probably did the same with Vicky. She never laughs at my jokes.
Yeah.
I'm glad we created this human that one day will laugh at, finally laugh how hilarious I am. Like.
Yeah. It probably is just Kelly. She knows my humor, so she doesn't find it as funny as some people would. She just sort of expects it now, maybe. But I thought that was funny as well, and something I wanted to bring up here.
That's cool.
Cool. So yeah, that was the live show. If you have any questions, please let us know about anything, although we might not answer all of them, because what I want to do at some point, and I haven't run this by Simon yet, I want to watch it together with him and do like a commentary video on it and talk about all the jokes that we missed, because we missed out a lot of stuff that we had in the notes.
That's cool. I like that. That's a cool idea. We can do that, definitely.
We'll put it out to the Patreons, I think.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, cool.
I think one we do, before we breeze over the show, we have to thank Adam and Stu for their assistance as well.
We do, yes.
Definitely.
Very good point. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Adam and Stu were amazing, especially Stu, who was the brunt of a few of our jokes. But we did say on stage, we love working with him. He's been on the podcast loads of times recently, and great guy. Easy to make fun of. With it. No, I don't. Can I say that? I can't say. It's not.
That's
easy.
What you do with your mates, though. Is you take you tell him I'm always messaging him some fucking next shit that's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, telling him I was fed up of his 100 days of download. Wow. It comes on my algorithm anymore. I'm just not going to speak to him. Stupid stuff like that. But he's a great guy. He's helped build this community as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
He's a big part of it, definitely.
Yeah. Although you said you're fed up with it, I just opened Instagram before coming on here, and Stu with 358 days of download. He's taking the piss, but it was quite funny. It made me audibly laugh.
Yeah. Well, you might see a few people doing the same thing. That's all I'm going to say.
We probably will.
Oh, you will. You will.
Yeah. So you got to up your game next year, Stu. You
Yeah.
gotta do something bigger.
I think you should perform a ritual. You've got to cut yourself. You've got to do something wild, got to smear your blood. You've got to perform a sacrifice at Donington or something. I don't know. It's got to get more and more extreme, right?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, not just you. Yeah, Adam was great, helping us set up, bring up Felipe and everything, and took some photos and everything. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
when I was out there. Yeah, just general support all round as well. Both of those guys. Like, it's good to have your friends around you for that kind of thing as well. So yeah,
definitely. It was great to have them there, and the show was received really well, and it was great talking to everyone afterwards. So yeah, they're all good things.
Yeah. Now post show, as I said, I didn't drink before. I knew as soon as I finished, I wanted to neck a can. I necked a few too many cans.
I think we all did.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. But I think I went and had a nap in the afternoon. I must have gone. I had a nap one afternoon, but I don't remember what afternoon it was. You didn't. You were out later than me that night, and you were so drunk Wednesday night, which we'll get to.
Oh man, yeah.
But
so drunk.
So I played catch up too quickly, which I didn't need to do because it was like only 3 in the afternoon by the time we finished. I didn't.
There was plenty of time to get your drinking in. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So backstage, they had like a fridge full of stuff, and there was glass bottles and everything. And I was actually stood talking to Emma Sturman for quite a bit after, or talking to this other guy called Damien. Yeah, speaking to loads of people after, and then when it was time to go back to our camp, I had a glass bottle from backstage, and I was like, I'm going to be walking past stewards with this. I don't know if I'm allowed this. So I necked that quickly as well, and then chucked it in a bin. Sorry, I glossed over that. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about any of the people that you spoke to or what happened after.
No, it was just nice to just talk to everyone really and just relax after the show. It was nice. Yeah. Had loads of people come up. Loads of people come up to me. Some familiar faces, some not so familiar faces. It was great.
Yeah.
Really good chatting to everyone after.
Oh, were you given ducks as well?
I was given ducks,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I was given ducks. That was really cool. Thank you to
really
the
cool
little girl who did that. Well, it was her parents that came over and said, she wants to give you some ducks. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I think I was a little bit overwhelmed at that point. So I wasn't sure if I said thank you at the time. And as he was walking away, I sort of tried shouting thank you as well. I think I did say it at the time, but I wasn't sure. And
I definitely said thank you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I said thank you for both of us.
Okay,
if
cool.
They didn't hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was really cool. So yeah, really good. And then, yeah, it was all, I want to say uphill from there, but it was all downhill from there at the same time. Because the only thing I remember from that afternoon is shot, drink, shot, drink, shot.
There were a lot of
drink,
spirits being handed around at that point, wasn't there?
Oh my God. It was pretty mental, yeah. And I remember thinking, oh, I don't have any mixer. So then I was just drinking straight rum.
Yeah.
And then Vicky, who was camping with us, oh my God, she was just kept on passing me that cherry Kraken.
Yeah.
And apparently I was just guzzling that down like it was going out of fashion.
That was nasty. I think I bought the coffee Kraken for last year. I don't think I've taken Kraken the last 2 years, but I never drank any of it at download. I ended up drinking it like Christmas one year and back in February this year or something. But I quite liked it.
The cherry one was nice. Cherry one was nice,
It was harsh. I found it quite harsh.
Well, I mean, I was drinking straight rum, my own straight rum anyway, which is just like dark rum. So the cherry Kraken was a welcome taste.
Yeah, and your brother had. Were those originals your brother had?
Yes, that was the stuff as well. I know for a fact he made that proper strong, man. Like that was like a whole bottle of vodka with Werther's originals in it, and that makes it really Moorish. But you don't realise that there is tons of, and you're drinking straight vodka essentially.
Yeah.
Just with a different taste. So I think that definitely added to it. I remember Alexander Toon was handing around some other stuff. I don't know what the hell was going on that Wednesday, but everyone was on it. And I remember I was walking and I met like 2 or 3 people at their tents. So I was standing there talking to them for ages. Fuck knows what I was talking about. I was chatting some sort of breeze, I'm sure, but I did see them across the weekend the whole time and said hello to them. So that was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing you over there actually, and then it was ages later. I was like, he's still over there. It was just a little corner with blue, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was having a really, really nice conversation with them. Tobias and Robin, I think their names were. And there was a couple of other people as well that I can't remember their names of, so sorry. But it was great just standing there chatting to everyone, really. I was just walking around and everyone was like, hey, Simon, how you doing? I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. Let's have a drink. Like, I wanted to drink with everyone at that point. I was like,
yeah,
I could have gone around to every single tent and just been sociable Simon, which apparently changed during the events of the night.
I think it must have been the Wednesday I had a nap. I think it was when you were over there. I had a bit of a nap, and then woke up, and then we went to the doghouse, didn't we?
We did go to the doghouse. Yeah, I'm not sure how long we were there for though. I think we were bumming around more than actually in the doghouse because I don't really remember much of being in there.
There wasn't much going on in there, if I'm honest. It was
it was the wrestling, and we came in and we were more kind of hanging around at the back, just chatting and drinking. I think just having a laugh rather than actually. We were far too far back to see the actual wrestling itself. We really should have gone closer.
Yeah.
And actually looked at it, but we just decided to hang back, I think. And then we started going to the bars. I think we went to a couple of bars on the way back.
Yeah, I think we went over to check out the den as well.
We did, Chids. Yes, and actually, yeah, I remember being there. I remember being there and talking to a few people as well.
Yeah, and Chids had actually joined us at that point before going up, didn't he? And,
he did, yeah.
Looking at his vlog earlier, and I'm there singing. Was it Blackbird? Yeah, the Wurzels Blackbird, and just as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I forgot I did that. I can't believe I did that. Oh, that's horrible.
I haven't watched it yet. I don't watch any download vlogs till about 4 months afterwards, but I can only imagine how drunk I am in that footage.
Yeah, I haven't watched it properly. Just skimmed through to see what footage he got of me and how drunk I was, basically. And I regretted it.
I'll be interested to watch it and see, because I was very, very drunk. Yeah, then when he got towards the end of the night, and apparently Tom and my brother said that we were all in. It was me, Stu, a couple of other people, I can't remember, in the bar across from the Ace of Spades bar. And I just ran off. Adam was like, you were at the bar with us, and then you turned round and you just started running.
Yeah, tried.
And then apparently he tried, and then he ran after me, but he said it wasn't moving very quickly, so it wasn't very difficult. I don't know why. People told me a couple of days after that they had full-blown conversations with me that night that I have zero recollection of. Then I got told about some of the subjects I was talking about to some people outside the den. We were talking about condom sizes. We were talking about all kinds of weird shit. And I was like, I don't know how we got onto any of these subjects, but I know one thing, that is the whole of Wednesday, I thoroughly enjoyed myself from start to finish.
Yeah, so I had gone home by the time you went to the, gone back to my tent. By the time you went to the other bar, I left from the den. I think you stopped talking to some people, and I was just like, I'm very drunk. I'm going to go. And I don't like making a big scene when I'm leaving, so I just walked off. Didn't tell anybody. I've done that my whole life. Even
That's a very mean thing to do as well.
Yeah, going out in town here when I was very drunk. I was like, going home now. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm going home. I'm going home now. But yeah, so I wasn't there for those conversations with other people. But I do remember Vicky said that you were chatting to this couple or this group of 3 or something for ages. And she tried sort of grabbing you away, and you would just sort of walk a few paces and run back to them and carry on talking. I think that happened like 3 times.
Apparently, I really wanted to talk to these people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was great. Honestly, I the bits I do remember, I was just in the best mood, like just ever.
Yeah.
And the videos I've got are very embarrassing.
Are they?
They're just me filming myself saying, "Man, I'm so drunk, man." And then it's like you and Vicky next to me. I'm like, "Man, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Like, I'm so drunk." I'm at that point of the night where I'm telling everyone I love them, and that's when you know Simon is very, very intoxicated, when he's going around saying. Apparently, I said to Tom that I love you. Saying to my brother that I love him. I rarely say that to him, so I had to be pissed.
Yeah, alcohol just sends me to sleep all the time.
It does. That's my pre-sleep phase.
Okay.
The I love you phase is swiftly followed by the I need food phase, and then the I need food phase is swiftly followed by falling asleep.
Yeah.
So that was like if I was to write down my phases, that's right near the top, near sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So that was Wednesday. Wednesday night. Thursday morning, you were feeling very rough, and you were you didn't move from your tent for hours.
I didn't go anywhere until the meetup.
Didn't you?
No, I went to the toilet and sat around with everyone, had a couple of beers and that, like late afternoon. But I was so hungover, I felt awful that morning, really, really bad. I mean, I knew I'd had a great night before, so it didn't. But that Wednesday night is still affecting me now. That's how much alcohol I consumed. Yeah, none of the other nights were like I had fun and stayed out late, but they were never like really, really heavy drinking nights. Yeah. But that Wednesday has continued all the way up to today.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, that Wednesday night was. I have to have someone stop me at download from now on. I have to have someone take me aside and literally say to someone who probably doesn't want to be told, but someone's going to have to take me aside next year and say, look, don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, if I was speaking to sober Simon, he would agree. Just don't go any further. Have a couple of cups of water. Relax for a bit. Maybe go and do a tactical chunder, because I'm known to do that. I did vomit on Wednesday night as well. One of my memories is being in a portally throwing up.
Oh.
So yeah, next time, please, anyone, doesn't matter if you're camping with us or not, just come up to me and say, Simon, you're too drunk. Here's some water. Sit down and shut up for a minute. Because if I sit down and be quiet, I'll start to think things in my head. If I'm just walking around chatting to everyone, I'll be in Simon world and I won't want to come out of it. But if someone says, fuck off, go over there, shut up, sit down in the corner, shut the fuck up, stay quiet for like 10 minutes, then I'll have some sort of epiphany and realise what I'm doing. So that's what people need to do for me, just FYI.
Okay.
In future reference.
I'm not going to be that person. Honestly, I don't want to.
It will help though, but yeah.
If I'm
anyway,
sober, I probably would. But
on,
if I'm drinking as
but yeah,
well,
so
I wouldn't do that.
So I was definitely suffering on Thursday, 100%. Woke up not late. I still woke up. I mean, we went to bed at like 2:30, 3:30 maybe, and I probably woke up because I'm always waking up for the boy at about 7:30 latest. So I just woke up and I just laid there for hours, and I opened my tent and I got changed. And I was still talking to everyone, but I was just laying on my bed because I was like, I need to be horizontal right now. I can't be vertical.
Yeah.
So I just laid there and relaxed for about, 4 or 5 hours at least.
Yeah. I did that, but ages before that. Oh, no, probably wasn't that long before that, because you said you woke up quite early. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I woke up around 6 o'clock on Thursday.
Quite early.
Did I go and get food? I'm not sure if I went and got food, but I remember still being sat there at like 11. What am I thinking of Friday? No, I don't know what day I'm thinking of. I think it was Thursday. And this is what made me think about the hotel, because I was thinking I've just been sat around for like 5 hours doing absolutely nothing. Whereas a hotel, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't just get up and sit in the bar and do nothing for 5 hours. You actually get up and do stuff.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think I went for a wander around District X with Vicky for a little bit at that point. We talked about sunglasses and sunglasses shopping, and she was like, why don't we do it now? Look, there's some sunglasses there. And I said, I can't just go to one store and find sunglasses. It was a thing for a reason. It was because it would be the first thing I'd do. I would go to every single store and look for a very specific type of sunglasses that I want. And quite often I'd find them that are just a little bit too high or a little bit too bigger than I want. And I'm like, okay, I like them, but I might find better ones. So we didn't have time to actually do the proper sunglasses shopping. We looked at a few, but also as well, the amount of times I've gone sunglasses shopping on the Wednesday and they're broken by Sunday as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're
just shitty
ones.
festival glasses, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's normally the eye level ones I go for, and they're okay, but then they're not great. And so I tried a couple on, and I was like, do you know what? I'd rather just buy some decent ones at home.
Yeah,
I spend a bit more money on them because I want them for work and everything, not break them in my tent drunk on Friday night kind of
Yeah.
glasses. So, I mean, I suppose you can kind of mark that off the list, but I didn't buy any. Yeah, I just wandered around for a bit. Thursday afternoon. What did I do? I went back to RIP for a little bit to watch a Lowdown podcast. I was curious how another podcast would approach doing a live show like that. So, yeah, when I did that, then I think I must have just came straight back to camp and saw you were still hanging.
Yeah. And I think by that point I was, sort of coming into normality. I remember Tom saying to me, "Just have a beer, dude. Have a beer." And I was like, "That normally does work." And then I was sat outside, and then I had a beer, and I thought, okay, I still don't feel great, but I feel much better. And I knew that Thursday night was going to be an early night for me because Vicky was coming the next day, and she wanted to go out on Friday night. So I thought, I already know Thursday is going to be chill, so I do a bit of day drinking, and then I'll go to bed nice and early Thursday night. So yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, no, I remember what I did after that. Actually, I went straight to watch Stu doing the hot dog eating contest. Because that was at 2:30. No, 3:30 even. Was there for that. I was a bit thirsty at this point, so I bought a few drinks from the bar. I was really annoyed with myself. I didn't buy any. No, I did. Ignore that. Yeah, because I had to come on a train. I didn't bring very much alcohol. So my plan was to get it all from the co-op, but I just ended up buying it from the bars at very expensive prices. But yeah, I had a few beers in the afternoon there before our meetup. I found that watermelon and cherry cider, which that was good, wasn't it? I think I bought one for you during our meetup as well. And I ended up... That
was really nice.
I ended up having about 7 of them in the end. Really annoyed with myself. I should have got a couple of crates.
Oh, well.
But yeah, so I think, it was after that I came back and you were still hanging. And we were getting ready to go for the meetup, which was at 6
p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah, it was funny, actually. I was asking other people what time our meetup was, because we went over a few different times and we were trying to arrange it around Stu's meetup with the vloggers. And I couldn't remember what time we finished. We set for it in the end. So I was asking other people what time our meetup was.
What time we meeting? What? It's your meetup. No, tell me.
Yeah, but so the meetup was really, really cool, wasn't it? Really enjoyed it a lot this year. It was good weather, so we had it outside. A lot of people turned up. Got to chat to a lot of people. I think I chatted to most people last year, but because it was quite loud in there. But yeah, it was the loudness and struggled to have proper conversations last year. This year I was quite pissed. But
you were quite tipsy by that point. That was good. That was good for a laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I still spoke to a lot of people. It still felt like a wedding. Trying to get everybody in and go around and talk to everybody that was there for us.
Yeah, I don't think I talked to everyone, and there was some people that I wanted to talk to more. But then I just got into other conversations, and I went to go back, and like that person had already gone, or they'd left or whatever. So yeah, there was people there that I really wanted to talk to, but you can't talk to everyone all the time.
Yeah.
But it was great to so many people, so many familiar faces, a couple of new faces as well. Like it was awesome.
Yeah,
really, really cool. It was great. It was still nice to chat, and like you said, in that nice weather, as the sun was going down, and we're all just standing there having a drink together. It was an awesome evening, man. Really enjoyed it.
Well, we left at 9:00. We were there for 3 hours, talking to people. So yeah, it was really cool talking to everybody that did come, and it was actually really nice to meet you guys, and because we can't always tell what people look like from like Discord pictures either.
Yeah,
especially I want to point out James. When I first met him, like in his Discord picture, he looks like his face is really long because of like because it's a small picture, but like the sun on one side of his face or something, so you can't see the proper shape. And I was like, you look nothing like I was expecting you to look. So yeah, a lot of other people were the same. Like we've seen kind of what they look like, but then in person they look nothing like what they look like in their pictures.
Yeah. But that's cool. I like that. It was just nice to see everyone and chat, and like I said, that is always my favorite bit of the weekend. Just standing there chatting to everyone that bothers to come to see two morons.
Yeah.
So that in itself is awesome, and it's not even that. Like I said this year. I said like we could get everyone there chatting, right? And me and you could sort of just like fade into the background,
Yeah.
like into like a tunnel filled with smoke, and just look back and just go, this is what we've created.
Yeah.
And then we don't even have to be at the meetup. Like the whole point of it is that all the community, talks to each other. That's the point of it. So me and Adam only need to be there for like the first 10 minutes, and then me and you could just like sit up on a platform and like commentate, like football commentary. Be like, oh, there we go. Yeah, Dave's moving over there. He's going to talk to Robin, and that little conversation going on there. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on over here? All right, there's Chris there talking to Adam. Lovely stuff. All right, we don't have to be there. We've created a whole new little life form that's got its own existence now, which is really nice to see. So that's my best bit, is when I'm talking to someone and then I sort of take a minute to sip my drink, I look over and there's just people everywhere just chatting.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Some people who've never met before, you know what I mean, in real life. Like that is the best bit. So cool.
Yeah, and when people were joining as well, I'd sort of walk around and sort of go, "Are you here for us?" Because I wasn't sure. You can't just assume these things because you seem like a dickhead then. Most of the time they'd say yes because they were facing our group, They would, but yeah, so like I said, it was really cool to chat to a lot of people. It was really cool that everybody was chatting amongst themselves as well. Thank you so much for coming down, and we look forward to hearing from you for the rest of the year. But again, we look forward to the whole meetup with everybody again next year. It's a highlight of our weekend. Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Shell as well, actually, who informed me that they were selling Dungeons and Dragons dice again at the Megastore. I probably wouldn't have gotten in the queues to go in there otherwise, but I think we found out Friday afternoon. We went past, it was barely any queue, so I went in there, grabbed the dice, and I wouldn't have known about them otherwise. So thank you, Shell, and yeah, they're awesome, and I look forward to using them.
They look very cool. That's a good purchase, and it's a very you purchase as well.
Yeah,
I like it. I want to give a shout out as well, as we were talking to Bree. Now she came over and actually said that we have a mutual friend in common. We both are friends with Dean Delicado. So I was like, oh, we actually know someone. Yeah. But then she told me something that I've never heard anyone else say before. So Bree, I know you'll probably be listening to this, or you'll probably be asleep by this point. She and her boyfriend put our podcast on to go to sleep. That is the first time. My mind was blown when she said this to me. I was like, I feel like this isn't a good podcast to sleep to, because we get really excited about stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought that this would be a weird. This isn't the podcast I would put on to go to sleep to, but whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
And all that. So, but no, I was like, that's incredible as well. That is absolutely like amazing. So that was one of the things that really blew my mind. She's like, yeah, put it on before we go to bed. I was like, we've had people say like they put it on at work.
Yeah.
Like they put it on in the car, they put it on when they go for a run or they're in the gym or whatever, but no one has ever said they put it on before they go to bed. That is fantastic.
Yeah. Maybe they're insomniacs and it takes them 3 days to get to sleep and they need something long. Or something
long and boring.
Long and boring.
Oh my God, maybe we could subliminally get them. This is Simon speaking. You are asleep. Send money to Simon's bank account. Send money to Simon's bank account. You are a strong, confident woman who does not need to smoke. And there's a friends reference in there for you as well.
That's brilliant. I'm not going to add
anything
anything to
that cuts through.
I'd ruin it if I try and do something similar. Awesome. Yes. Thank you. I mean, thank you all of you. But particular shout outs to those people. A lot of fun with all of you. Moving on. I know we went out on Thursday night again, but I don't remember who or what or where or why. I don't know what happened. Do you remember what happened Thursday night?
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday was Venga Boys.
Oh yeah, cool.
Thursday was we all went out. We done the meet up. Then we went back to the tents and done some shots. And I was like, yeah, this isn't like I'm going to go to bed early. I'm just going to go and do some shots.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, and then we headed to the Venga Boys and saw one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen inside a tent before.
Yeah, that was just insane how big that crowd was.
It was, yeah.
Although we didn't stay for it. I mean, it was uncomfortable though. You know, we managed to sort of squeeze in through the side door, just about.
And we squeezed.
Yeah.
But when we got in there, we had a little bit of space. We weren't completely squished. We were quite far back, to be fair, over on the right-hand side. But it was so hot in there. Like, me and you were looking at each other just like, I'm so boiling hot right now. And we both really needed to. We should have weed on the way.
Yeah.
But we were both too keen to get there. And we probably would have stayed in longer if both of us really, really badly didn't need to take a wee. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we stayed for what, 2-3 songs maybe, and then we made our way out.
Yeah, it wasn't many, two or three. Then we went out. You say we were quite far back. Again, from Chids' vlog, they were way further back than us. I was showing Kelly earlier. I was like, see those group right in the distance with loads of like glow, like sticks and stuff like that. We weren't glow sticks, but they were just all waving them around. It's like, that's where we were. So we were way further forward there, but we couldn't see anything on the stage. Not that you really need to for Venga Boys.
You could see a bit, but it was mostly arms and phones. And
yeah.
it's kind of sad at the same time because I haven't heard an evasion for a band like that in a tent in a long time. Like proper bands, and this is a 90s nostalgia act.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, people were losing their minds. Like, I've only ever seen that at, like, you know, like a Slipknot 2009 or like some other really big stamp marked gig that people were literally rampant for this performance. It was quite insane.
Yeah.
And when they got on stage, I was like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean,
it's, you know, it's not nothing spectacular. They were a 90s nostalgia act, and fair play to them. All props to them. They came out and must have thought, Christ, this is a bit bigger than Butlins.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved the Venga Boys back in the day. Did I have an album? I don't think I had their album, but I had loads of their singles. So yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to it. And it was good what we saw before we had to leave and urinate.
Well, as we were on our way out, we were just chatting, and we were like, "There's people like standing on the concrete blocks.
Yeah,
there's people like being lifted up by other people on each other's shoulders outside of the tent, so they could see in. Like it was like Korn 2007 levels of madness inside a tent. It was absolutely crazy.
And I know, I've said this before. I know they're going to try and replicate that. They will never ever do it. They'll never replicate that level of hype. So I think
I don't think so.
They need to take a break from doing it. But I get it. Being in that situation, you're like, this worked really well. We'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it will work. You have to like do maybe 2 years and then a break. And then 4 or 5 years later, you go, do you know who we've got? We have got Scooter for you this year. And people go crazy.
Yes.
But it's that.
But I think you're right. Yeah, you want to capitalize off of the thing that you've just done.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what it is next year. But me and Adam wouldn't be surprised if it's some sort of other 90s nostalgia act.
Yeah.
Excuse me, or 2000s nostalgia act rather that they put on next year.
Yeah. I mean, Jenny from the booking team actually put out on Instagram like who should we have in the Venga Boys slot, and Aqua is of course the one I would go for. Aquarium is still one of the best albums of all time. Every song is a banger. I don't say banger.
Okay. Yeah.
Every song is good. I love every song. I also took the opportunity to say, you know, if you want to upgrade us to District X, you know where to find us. And she, you didn't see that, but Simon definitely sort of rolled his eyes and is embarrassed for me. But you gotta try these things.
Well, it's all right because she doesn't know it was you. It could have been me. You could hide behind the Dear Download podcast.
That's a good point. He does have lots of things on me, and he's told me to say these things when it was him.
He's blackmailing him for posts.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
But it was good fun. It was good. While we were in there, we really did enjoy ourselves, and then we got out, and Tom came with us as well.
Yeah.
And then we were just walking back, and we're like, let's just sit somewhere and chill, because we still had a couple of beers at that point in our hands.
Yeah.
And we thought, let's just chill. So we went and sat outside the den, and they were doing some sort of My Chemical Romance emo cover thing.
Yeah, it was emo stuff. Yeah, I can't remember if it was.
They were covering those emo songs, which were good. We were like, oh yeah, I like the song. And we just sat down on the grass and just relaxed.
Yeah,
bathed in the light. It was it was quite nice. Just chilling.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I've said to you, I much prefer that, just sitting down talking to people, than going in a tent and dancing and not talking to people.
Yes.
Like I've never been one to dance. I don't think I can dance, which I've always said is strange, because I'm technically a qualified musician, and you're meant to be able to feel the music. You dance to what you feel, but I can't do it. So, yeah, I don't like dancing.
Well, I know, as I said earlier that I probably didn't want to get drunk, but I must have been drunk because on the way home we went to that I Love Burgers place and got a chicken burger and chips.
Didn't we? Did I get anything?
And it was really good, but I know I was drunk because I was wearing my like original 1980s German army shirt, and it was completely covered in ketchup and mayo the next day. So I was definitely tipsy, at least, because I do not remember spilling that much food down me.
Yeah.
So God knows how I managed it. But I got up and I was like, oh man. I was like, this is one of those things that like you have to hand wash it. You know, you don't wash it because you'll batter it.
Yeah.
It's got like all the original patches and everything on
Okay.
it. So I'm like, don't. And it was covered in ketchup, absolutely covered in it. So
Yeah.
I was a bit gutted about that. It's over there. Took it out. I only this is all my download stuff. I didn't even put it away yet. Still all behind me. Look.
Oh, yeah.
Still there. All this.
Yeah.
All this is all the download stuff.
I haven't put mine away. I was intending to put mine up in the attic. We had a lot of energy Monday morning, but Monday afternoon came round and I was having a nap, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to put it up in the attic yet. And I still haven't.
Yeah, I'll
had
do
the
that
energy.
tomorrow. I took Vicky was doing a dark wash today, so I took all the clothes are out and in the wash now. So that's one bit, and then I've just got to get together what I want for 2,000 trees. I'm buying a little 2-man tent for 2,000 trees. It's just me going,
Okay.
so I won't be taking my giant 6-man tent just for me.
Yeah. Ah,
That won't
going to
be
be
happening.
camping on your own?
Yeah,
Yeah, no way. I mean, obviously there's going to be loads
Well,
of people
I
you'll
know-
know there and talk to.
yeah. I know people that go and all that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm camping sort of just in
but
my
that's
own little
crazy.
2-man tent,
Yeah.
and then I'll go out in the day and party with whoever I bump into. I'm sure
Yeah.
loads of people will message me, be like, "Yeah, see you there, dude." So
Yeah. Yeah.
I know quite a few
That's cool.
people.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was Thursday. There's probably a bit that we missed, but we got all the important stuff. Friday, the first band day.
Didn't miss anything. That's all I fucking did.
I was trying to be casual. Bastard. Yeah, so Friday, the day that both our wives were turning up.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Um,
Yeah, I know Vicky was very, very excited. So she was obviously annoyed that she couldn't come the whole time this year, but she was really excited to see Green Day and a couple of other bands on that day. So when she turned up, she was in very, very good spirits.
cool. And yeah, Kelly was the same. And she had a few bits to do before, take the kids to school and then take a lot of the stuff to her mum's, who was going to be picking them up. A friend of mine from work, Saul, shout out to Saul, who looked after my dog for the weekend in my house. Funny thing, he didn't find our kitchen light switch until Sunday night. He was just going in there with his phone every time. He told me that yesterday. But yeah, no. So she had a really good journey up as well. Got in fine. Didn't camp in North this year, which is an hour walk from Blue. She managed to camp in West. So yeah, everything went smoothly on Wednesday, and we went into watch the bands. What? I have to get the lineup up because I can't remember what bands we watched on Friday. Where's the app gone?
Well, first up was the earliest band on, which was The Scratch.
Yeah, I didn't see them. You want to talk about them?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So we got there within good time, but then the queue to get in was a little bit longer than normal. I think they were doing, on the first day, quite a thorough search of everyone. So we got in and we only caught the last 2 tracks of The Scratch, but what a live band. And I was totally wrong about them not being able to fill that stage. Not saying that they couldn't, I just couldn't imagine it. And we all said, like, even on that stage, they just owned the stage and everyone just went mental, which was great. And it gets them more fans. And yeah, I saw a post from someone saying about their performance the night before, the 6 p.m. one at the Den, that that was so good. Someone put on the 2000 Trees group that had been to download, just saying, give it a couple more albums and this band should be headlining 2000 Trees, or at least being like main support for a bigger band, because they are just just wild. Just a wild, great fun time. So yeah, again, just proves and positively reflects my love for the Scratch.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them still, because they were on the same time as we held the meetup, weren't they?
Yeah, gutted I didn't get to see that. Got really gutted I didn't get to see that. But oh well,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
I'll see him again, no problem. But yeah, love them. Brilliant. Great way to start.
yeah, cool. One thing I forgot actually, so I knew Kelly would be traveling for like 3 hours, so I actually went in to the arena with Stu first thing in the morning, and we went through RIP, and we went into the guest area and entered the arena from there. I think that's the only time I went in there all weekend. And they've cut it in half. You went in there last year, didn't you? And you went in there this year, so you would have seen it later on. But like it's just so cramped in there now. I think the nice thing about it before was the fact that there's plenty of room. But they've cut it down way too far now.
I don't know. I kind of felt like it was fine.
Okay. No, I didn't like it.
I don't think it reflected it. I don't think it felt anything. In fact, I think it had a better vibe this year than it did last year.
Okay.
Because it was a bit smaller.
Yeah.
I felt that the vibe in there was pretty good. Although, yeah, guest area is. It's. Have you seen Parks and Recreation?
No.
The series. Okay, well, there's a part in that where one of the guys who gets his own club, he has a VIP area within a VIP area within a VIP area, and I kind of feel like that's what they need in there. Like it's kind of sort of too non exclusive now, because you've got everyone from RIP and you've got all the guests. There's so many people in there.
Yeah.
You kind of need like just a separate bit for the RIP, separate bit for the guest, and then maybe like a little special bit for the special people. Like that's kind of what I feel like that needs.
Yeah.
When I went in there, I was like, although it's good, it has its own things. You get quicker access to the toilets and to the bar and stuff. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it doesn't feel. I think if you get a guest, you're expecting like a guest area.
Yeah.
And that's kind of not what it is, really.
No, I agree with you there.
You're just, but it's great. Like, not trying to say I don't like it. I spent a lot of time in there this year, and we had a lot of fun and talked to a lot of cool people. But I just feel like it needs a little bit more exclusivity.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Obviously, you've got the press area within that, or sort of just off of it. We didn't get press this year.
We couldn't get in there this year.
Stu got press, and he was like, well, when they opened it up, he was like, "You come in." I don't know. I didn't intend to put an accent on there. You come in. And I was like,
pretty good.
He's expecting me to just try and walk in, isn't he? Like he does, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do it. So we got there, let him in, and I was like, no, I didn't apply for it this year. Got these two. What about dear download wristband? Will that get me in? And the woman laughed, and it was like, you probably don't understand what I just said. Like it's one of those things, like when we were reading out the band bios and they're talking about albums, like that sentence probably didn't make sense in her head because she doesn't know what I was talking about. She just laughed along with me anyway. It's like, no. That's what I thought at the time.
She's like,
yeah, basically. But yeah, that was cool.
But the press area is boring anyway. Unless you're actually going to do an interview, there's nothing in there.
No.
It's one bit that has loads of media people in it for interviews. One download banner that you can take pictures against, and maybe a couple of things with some drinks in it. There is nothing exciting in the press area. It is literally for doing press.
Yeah.
It's not. Don't expect anything wild to be happening in there because it's just a load of cameras and tripods.
Yeah,
that's it.
You're exactly right, and that's how I felt when I went in there with Stu a couple of years back, and I was like, we've said on the show before, we aren't interested in interviewing bands. If we go there, we would actually rather interview the people working, the staff members, to find out how it all works. But we talk about download 51 weeks, well, not 51 because we do it every 2 weeks. We talk about download all year round. At download is our break from talking about download. So, and I don't.
Well, we might break that. We might break that at some point, but when we run out of ideas. But,
ideas. We might just copy off of somebody else.
Some podcasts start with no ideas. So at least we're not that bad. We're like, what, 3 years in? Still got ideas left.
4 years. Now?
Are we 4 years?
2021
I don't even know how long we've been going. There you go.
Yeah. Maybe we'll change that. Yeah, maybe. But like I said, I would rather interview staff. And also, I don't feel like I could compete with, you got all the big boys in there. You got Kerrang, you got Metal Hammer, you got all the huge online magazines. And I'm like, I'm not going to try and compete with them. The interviews that I could have with, a middling to low band, because you're not going to get the big ones either. It's just not going to be that interesting because of who I am, not because of the band. So this is my personal feeling. Not talking for Simon here, because you actually did interviewing for a bit. My input in that kind of thing will be very disinteresting compared to the big boys. So I don't think it's not for me. But yeah, so anyway, after that, we wandered around the arena for a little bit, and then I went and met Kelly. Luckily, she wasn't too far away. And then we walked in for, who was the first band that we saw? I wanted to see Svalbard, but I think I didn't see them in the end. Kelly wanted to watch Starset. She was gutted she didn't quite get to see them. I think by the time we got into the arena, it was a little bit after. Rise Against, I think, was the first band that we saw. And yeah, they were okay. And Kelly really enjoyed it. I think I said on the show before, I'm not the biggest Rise Against fan anyway. Who else did you see?
We went straight from the scratch to the main stage for CKY. It's a shame they didn't sort their sound out till the last two songs, because they were playing some good stuff, and their sound, they just did not get that sound right. It's fucking easy for a three-piece, guys. Come on, man. They're a low, fuzzy, bluesy band. That is the easiest thing to do. Anyway, I'm not going to mock these guys. I know how hard their job is, but, put me in front of the board next time. We'll see how good it is. But yeah, so the sound kind of got sorted about halfway through. Then they played some bangers, and then that's it. They were out. It was sort of a really quick one and done kind of thing for them. But yeah, no, I liked it. They were good. Very good. First time I've seen them live as well. And they had the original bass player come back and play. Yeah. Which was cool to see. So they're only like one member short of the original band now. So, but yeah, it was good. I think that, I think Chad done a really good, he's a good front man actually, because normally he used to be the guitar player. But now he's a front man and guitar player. And I think he's done a really good job with it. I think seeing them at their own show would be a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of people who are looking forward to CKY. I know, obviously, you and Chiz were.
Yeah.
Rob was there from the Outpost project this year just on the Friday, wasn't it? And I think CKY was one of the bands
see, this is the annoying thing, right? Is I went to meet him to say hello to him, and I said, right, we'll be back, because I wanted to have a proper long conversation with him and talk about, see how he's been and all that sort of stuff. And then I went with the other lot, and they all started going off places. And by the time that had happened, I'd realised how late it was, and I was like, I'm never going to get to see him for the rest of the time. So hopefully I'll catch up with you, Rob, at another festival, because I love having a nice long old chat with you about stuff. But,
I love.
So apologies for that.
Yeah, I love Rob as well. I've told many people at work about him, about how much of a machine he is with doing the things that you guys do. Like last year, he was complaining about how, in the evening his tent was flooding, and he was like, I don't know what to do. Okay, guys, like this was all in WhatsApp messages. He was like, okay, guys, we're back at the car, we're sleeping in the car for tonight, we'll sort our stuff out tomorrow. And then first thing next day, he's like, yeah, okay, I'm right at the front of the barrier for the first band on. It's like, you fucking machine. What is, you madman.
He is definitely a machine. Yeah. He's a bit younger than us though, that's why.
That's true, yeah. I don't think we didn't stay for Jimmy Eat World. I think we only watched McFly after that. So McFly and Green Day.
Oh,
so do you want to talk about
a
few in between there?
Yeah, so we went from the scratch to the Dogtooth, and we watched probably 4 or 5 songs of Windhand. Great,
really good, yeah.
Great doom metal, really good, really good. Her stage presence is one of the most odd stage presences I've ever seen.
Okay.
Because, doom metal, there's not much to it. There's guys rocking back and forth, playing low fuzz, old school Sabbath-esque, disgusting metal. But her vocals were really good, really dreamy, loads of reverb, beautiful. But she was just sort of like hands to the side, sort of just rocking, swaying.
Yeah.
Not really doing much, but she had really good stage presence. Okay. And her vocals sounded awesome. The band sounded great as well. So, yeah, it's kind of confirmed my that I really like this band live as well.
Awesome.
So I was like, yes, Windhand is sick. So I'd like to see them at their own show or, supporting someone or whatever. But really good. Thoroughly enjoyed myself at Windhand.
Cool. Anybody else?
Yes. Then we went to see probably one of my bands of the weekend, which was Crossfaith.
Okay. Oh, we didn't actually speak about them at all over the weekend. So,
No.
yeah, I'm
we
looking
didn't.
forward to.
Well, I mean, I wasn't surprised about how good they were because I've been telling everyone for ages that they're one of the best live bands, man. But when you're in the flesh, I just forget how that band has so much energy. I'll never know. Like they're like wind up Duracell bunnies. Like they all just had their batteries replaced before the show.
Yeah.
And then they are out just going wild the whole show. And the crowd were loving it. They were great. First time they played Download in bloody years. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years they are much higher up on a big stage.
Okay. Yeah, because they only just come back,
Yes,
haven't they?
they were.
Yeah,
They were
for a while.
immense. Absolutely immense. They looked refreshed. They sounded refreshed. They said this is the new chapter of Crossfaith. This is chapter 2.
Nice.
Because they replaced their guitar player. They said, here we go. You could be on the journey with us. New album coming.
There we go.
New everything. I could use multiple swear words to say how amazing the gig was. But definitely, it's my top 4 of the weekend. 100%.
Okay.
Incredible.
Nice. Who was next for you?
And then next was a first-time band for me, and a band that I've loved for a long time was Vola.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And also absolutely knocks it out of the park. His vocals, his vocals, his falsettos, his just everything. He is just a phenomenal singer, phenomenal band. Sound could have been better. Sound on the Dogtooth this year was a bit shitty for Dogtooth standards, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone having great sound in there, but the performance was definitely still there. And a lot like Crossfaith, I think if anyone from Download was there, saw the reaction, saw how good they were, I think next time they come back, they'll probably be on a bigger stage somewhere, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Maybe on the Avalanche, possibly a bit higher up. I mean, they were quite higher up on the Dogtooth, but, just within that mix somewhere on the Avalanche, I think. Or possibly quite low down on second stage, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good. They played a killer set. I was loving every second of it, singing every single word. Just, loved it. And Adam and Tom were with me, and Adam and Tom had never really heard them before, and they were like, okay, I really, really like this. I was like, they're a great band, dude. So that was good. And then that was it. We watched a little bit. Once that finished, we came out the tent and we sort of mulled around a little bit on top of the hill and watched some songs of Weezer.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we just bummed around. I think we were just drinking.
Yeah.
Bumming around, sitting around, waiting for Green Day.
Okay. Cool. So I just remember what I did. So this was one of the reasons why I was probably so knackered for the rest of the weekend. Kelly wanted to watch Jimmy Eat World. I realised I hadn't brought my inhaler and stuff to the arena. So I was like, I'm going to walk back. While you're watching Jimmy Eat World, I'm going to walk back to take my inhaler. And I was thinking about putting a jacket on. I got there and it was like the temperature wasn't going to drop very much. Every night in the arena, the temperature didn't drop this year, which was amazing. So yeah, I walked back to the tents, got back there probably only about 10 minutes after Jimmy Eat World finished. So that was twice I did that trip. I went in, came out to meet her, went in with her, came back, and then went back in for the third time to watch Elliot Minor. We went to after that. I think we walked around. Well, I said we watched them. Well, we watched them. We didn't hear them. So we walked around to get some food, and they had a screen on the outside of out on the back of the Avalanche tent. So we thought, we'll sit here and eat our food. We had noodles. It could be messy. Sit here, eat our food, and watch from here. But they had no speakers. There was no speakers at the back, so the sound was horribly muffled. If you were either side, you might have been able to hear a little bit better, but we were sort of directly behind
back
it.
There, yeah.
Heard fuck all about Elliot Minor. So yeah, after them,
that's a shame, but yeah.
We went forwards a little bit and we actually watched probably about 4 or 5 songs of McFly.
Cool. How was that?
It was amazing. They weren't a band for me growing up. We had this discussion last year about Busted, and McFly will be exactly the same. You know, there were a lot of people's gateway band, and Busted last year, obviously the tent was rammed, you couldn't get in there. McFly, I think the tent was full, but the sides weren't rammed, so you could actually get sort of towards the sides. But literally, we were probably 3/4 of the way back, and literally everyone around us was singing every single word, and they just looked so happy doing it. You know, you had blokes with big long beards and long hair, looking all metal, walking past singing McFly every word, and it was so it was just amazing. You know, it was just a really good feeling.
Nice.
I felt out of place because I didn't know a single word.
But still, it was good that you were there to sort of bask in other people's glory.
Yeah, it was a feel good feeling, which was a weird way to say that, but that's what it was. You know, you could get that from everybody else. You get that, you soak that in from everybody else having a good time, and it was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. And then after McFly, we went from the Avalanche stage over. So we sort of stayed on the left-hand side of the main stage for Green Day. I don't know if we spoke much about them at the time. Did we? Did we talk much about Green Day?
We talked about them a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
When we got back. Yeah.
So Kelly loved it. I enjoyed the songs I knew that I heard, but there was sort of a big chunk in the middle where I didn't really know many songs. So, you know, it was still good. They were still amazing. Probably, you know, everyone loved it. Probably one of the best headliners there has been, but not particularly for me because I didn't know the songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought me and my brother were chatting afterwards saying there's 3 phases of download. You have original download, 2003, 2007. Then you have, say, 2009.
Yeah, 8 was intermission.
2019.
Yeah.
And then 2022 to now is the 3rd phase of download. Within that phase, I think Green Day are definitely one of the best headliners we've had.
Yeah. I remember that.
I knew how good they were because
now you said it.
Yeah. I mean, we were discussing it on the way back. Fantastic. I knew what they were going to give us because I'd already watched the Isle of Wight show and it was pretty much the same show.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely fantastic. Banger after banger after banger. Great performance. Sounded great. Billy Joe's voice was fantastic.
It was.
Very, very good. Scary to think they've never headlined this festival before.
Yeah.
And they said, we've been coming here for, 30 years. And then I yelled out, not to this effing festival, you haven't.
Yeah.
And people around me were cracking up. I was like, well, it's true. You ain't been coming here, have you? You've been going to bloody Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, well worth the wait. Long overdue. Should have had it back in the day, unfortunately, but we didn't get it. But yeah, amazing. Absolutely loved every single second of it. Vicky loved it. Other Vicky Rutter loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Brother loved it. Tom loved it. Like everyone we were with was just having like the best time watching it. So yeah, amazing. Like all my expectations ticked. Really glad I've seen them now. And I think that in the next like 4 or 5 years, if they're to come back again, they would be welcomed with open arms, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. If they become the new, say, Iron Maiden, and they play 3 times over the next 10 years or something, I think the same as you, they'll be welcomed. I would welcome them because I know how much they're loved, how good they are. So it was just me not knowing the songs. But I was,
that whole day was just
it.
A sea of Green Day shirts.
Yeah.
There were Green Day shirts absolutely everywhere. From the second you woke up that day, all I saw was Green Day shirts everywhere.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, I would still go and watch the whole thing, no matter what, because they are so good. And if they did play, say, 3 times over the next 10 years, each time I see them, I would probably like them a little bit more. And I go, do you know what? I will listen to some of their other albums. Do you know, I probably will do that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, great way to end the Friday. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Definitely. And we should probably end the episode there and talk about the Saturday and the Sunday in the next one.
Yeah, and we can finally find out what Adam thought of Korn.
Yes,
finally.
I knew that we had to wait until next episode, and I was like, I'm not going to tell Simon what I thought.
Don't say anything to me.
Wait.
Don't say anything to me.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely a few things I thought about during that episode that I wanted to go back and say to add on to some of the other things we did, but they've all gone. So we should move on. No, there was definitely one. So we talked about the live show last year and how we knew immediately. We knew the day after. The lady who booked us, Quenny, saw me on the way to Busted, and she ran over to me to see how, just to speak to me and see how I thought it went. And that's when she told us everything that we knew. We don't have that this year. No one has spoken to us. And I think I took that for granted last year, because now I'm like, I want to know. I want them to tell us if we were going to be back next year, because it's the waiting game now.
Well, we'll see. I mean, not many people get invited back to Download 3 years in a row. So if we do, fantastic, great stuff. If we don't, I won't be offended.
I think I might be. No, I completely agree.
But what if they're not doing podcasts on that stage? Then
yeah.
If they decide we're going to take a year off from podcasts and just have bands, then you can't really say anything against
No, I agree with you.
If they pick
part of me will be
if they pick loads of other podcasts and leave us out, then you could probably go, hold on a minute, why aren't we back?
Yeah. But like I was about to say, part of me would be a little bit annoyed because of how much effort we put in to the last two, and it's like we put everything into them, and it's like, why don't you want us back? What was wrong with it? Sort of thing. But like exactly like you said, not many people get invited back. Sappening Podcast haven't been there. They weren't there this year. They were there last year. They were there 3 years in a row. So I just thought maybe they're off doing other other festivals and stuff. But I saw them in the press area. So yeah, even them, they are very well in with the organisers, but they weren't invited back to do another live show. So yeah, it happens. Yeah. I get it.
Feel blessed. If we never get invited back again, I'm blessed. We played Download twice for a frigging podcast. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So, and we've got the video for it as well. Both of them. So it won't just be a memory. We'll have both of them to look back at, which is cool.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah. So we should end it there. This is long enough as it is. This is normally a 2-part episode. Our review of Download. I think one year we thought about possibly doing a 3-part episode, didn't we? But we ended up doing it as 2.
It'll be a 2.
Yeah.
It'll be a 2. Yeah. We'll get both of those days in next time.
We're not going to, so we need to do the Patreons. Quickly before we do that, I just want to give another couple of shout outs actually. Because like you said earlier, Alexander Toon and his group came and camped next to us. His brother called me a boomer. Bastard. My phone messed up on the way back from our live show and it did loads of crap in my pocket and it changed the colours of everything. And I was like, I don't know what I've done. And he went, come here, you boomer, and just did one thing and it went through to changing themes and colours. It didn't fix it. But it was good that my phone took about 50 screenshots in that walk back to our camp. So I could go through the screenshots and find out exactly what menus it was that it did it from. And it was great. I managed to fix it. But yeah, Alexander came to camp with us, his brother, and all of their people were awesome. Also, Vicky Rutter as well came and camped with us. That was really cool. And thank you to Vicky for coming to join us. And
yeah, great fun. We had great fun.
Yeah. And she came very prepared, didn't she?
She's the most prepared woman I've ever seen at a festival. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but that's not a complaint. I mean, my hay fever was playing up on the Saturday, and she had these hay fever wipes, and they were absolutely amazing.
Definitely.
So yeah. So we do have to say a huge thank you to our patrons. Many of you came to the meetup as well. But yeah, so a massive thank you to Duncan Scott, Ash Henson, Joe Butler, Marty Ellis, Mike Ferris, Andy Taylor, Liam Hopwood, Tom West, Vicky Rutter, Ethan Brown, Matthew, Chris Henderson, Scoot, Ben Sacconi, Johnny Bravo, Chris Hambridge, Sean Schofield, Felipe the Flipchart for Download 26. Nice one, Alexander. Thank you. And James. It was cool to meet, who was it? I think it was Tom West. Yeah, it was cool to meet Tom West. I was talking to him at the meetup and I was like, oh, hang on, you got a Patreon shirt. Who are you? Because we knew most of them, but there are a few Patreons who, are not in the Discord. It's fine, you don't have to be, but we haven't really had that much of a conversation with. So it's nice to meet some of those people finally as well.
Yes, definitely.
One of the Chris's was obviously there. I don't know which one. Is that funny that I keep going with that joke, or is that just derogatory now? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Good. But yeah, thank you, all of you massive legends. We really appreciate everything you do for us, all the support you give us. And we did actually have a conversation at either at Download or just before, wasn't it? Where we said we want to do more for you guys. So we are going to start recording a few extra little bits for you to put out on the Patreon. What else do we do here? Simon, tell everyone about your YouTube, your YouTube.
My YouTube. My YouTube. What's going on? YouTube. I believe my vlog will be out by the time this comes out. It might not. I don't know. I'm just editing right now, trying to get the editing to be really nice and tight this time. So that'll be out. I will be obviously releasing the show as well on my YouTube. So I'll let everyone know on the Discord once that goes out. The band are playing in Wales, but that would have already happened by the time this comes out. Possibly playing in Dudley as well, near Birmingham.
Good lie.
And I'll let everyone know. I'll let everyone know when any other shows come out as well. And we're going back into the studio soon. We're just waiting for our drummer to pull his finger out, and then we'll should have some music. Because actually, I had quite a few people come up to me and say how much that they love the band. So nice. That was amazing. So thank you to everyone that came up and said they liked the track. I was just quite down on the track. I don't think it's that great, but I did say to people we're going back into the studio to do some others that will be of a higher quality. But it's a good starting point, I guess, good jumping off point. So thanks to everyone that came over and said that.
Nice, yeah. I still love that song. I think I told you before. I put it on, and then I was like, I want to listen to that again. And it was about 5 times in a row I listened to it at one point.
Nice. Fanboy.
Yeah,
fanboy. Fanboy, guys.
Cool. And do you know what? I'm going to plug something here as well, because I'm going to be working on it quite a bit more in the coming weeks and months. I've said before on the podcast, I want to start a YouTube actual play. I think people call them actual plays of D&D with a few other YouTubers and everything. I actually managed to recruit Emma Sturman for it at Download.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm going to be working on it quite a lot. So in the next 2 to 3 months, keep your eye out for posts that we put out. We don't have a name yet. D&D names or D&D YouTube actual plays always have a pun. And I've got a couple of names that I kind of like the idea of, but something like mosh pits and crits. So it's got to have something to do with critical or crits, because that's a big thing in D&D. Like if you roll a 20 on the D20, that's a critical hit. Get in the crit, or mosh pits and crits, or something like that.
Okay,
Send
I like that.
me some cool names that you can think of, because I've had a few ideas, but I don't like any of them enough. So I want to hear some more.
Yeah. Got any cool names? Get them over to ads. That'll be great.
Awesome. But yeah, also again, like keep your eye out for that. I got Kieran from the Dippy Donuters. I got a guy I work with. He's got a YouTube called Fragment Falls. Like I said, Emma Sturman and Sean Schofield as well has joined us. Like I said, keep your eye out for that. It'll be coming soon, hopefully, because I keep having these ideas for it, and I just need to get started on it to actually put these ideas into play. So that is everything for this episode. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, if you don't normally listen, thank you for listening. Thank you if you do normally listen, but if you don't normally listen, come and join the Discord. Get in the pit with us. Get in the crit with us.
Get in a crit. Get your butt in a crit. Come on.
Come and have a chat. Yeah.
And now there's the build up for next year's Download meetup. So get in there now, make some friends, and we can all meet each other and stand around in a field, getting drunk together this time next year.
Awesome. Thank you. And so that is it for this episode. Also, if you want to join the Patreon, like we said, we're going to start to put a lot more out. So if you want to join the Patreon, you can find links to that and anything else you might need, like email addresses or whatever, in the Linktree in the episode description. Just click down below, you'll open it up, and you'll see a Linktree there. So, Anyway, that's it for this episode. Simon's hot. I've dragged this out for way too long. I apologise, Simon. So it's a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from me. Goodbye.